Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming to our last concert of Season 3 for the free concert series. We are so excited to present this program tonight. I've brought several of my friends with me, and we are very excited to share this program. I want to take this time to let you know that you can silence your cell phones or any devices you might have that make noise so we can all enjoy the concert without interruption. I also want to turn your attention to the program. Today, we have been doing a fundraising campaign for next year's series, and our goal is to raise $2,000. And this morning, I was told we have 1,900. So I'm hoping that everyone is feeling generous tonight and that we will reach our goal by the end of the concert. If you'd like to donate via cash or check, you can do so at the end of the concert, either in those wooden boxes in the back, or there'll be a table at the reception. Or if you'd like to donate online, you can open your program and scan this QR code and read all about how to do that to become a supporter of our concert. Again, I want to thank you so much for coming tonight and supporting the arts in this community. It has been a dream come true to have these series, and I'm so excited that it will continue next year. So at this time, I'd like to invite our first performer, Benjamin South, to come up, and he's going to talk a little bit about the opening set of pieces.
Good evening. Hi, our first set we're going to be performing is Trois Mélodies by Mel Boni. She was a French composer, mother, wife, and pianist who wrote more than 300 pieces, including works for piano, organ, and orchestral works, melodies, choral music, and a mass. She studied at the Paris Conservatory, where she was classmates with Debussy. Boni's Trois Mélodies was originally scored for tenor. They're one of many works published posthumously by Boni's great-granddaughter and current keeper of her estate. The poetry in Opus 91 is by Maurice Bauchour, a French poet. These are about love, real and imagined, and a love that might not be what it was anymore. The opening movement, Viola, speaks about infatuation, a love that's distant but still remembered. The song is in 9/8 and creates a lilting effect while maintaining a forward motion. The opening vocal line is beautiful and simple, the leap of a major sixth setting the tone for the entire piece. The piece is varied in texture and is somewhat through-composed with a brief return to the opening patterns. The second movement, Savez-moi de l'amour, opens with the cry, "Save me from love," and continues to depict an unhealthy relationship that holds the narrator captive. The text is set mostly syllabically with an interesting rhythms and carries across the bar lines. She returns to the opening motive later in the piece and states, "Where the heart has quivered, Eros will have his turn," which is an interesting choice and gives a dark color to the text. The third and final movement, Songe, is in D-flat major and creates a warm and dreamy sound world. The partnership between the piano and the vocal line in this movement is the most satisfying part of the set, with both parts working together to encapsulate the feeling of the final verse. In the free sky of spirits, when we have left mortal nature, won't we taste an eternal peace? Dreamily, you smile at me.
Le ciel grise et la vise reflète ton sourire et tes yeux, ma fraîche violette, chantent l'amour que je pressens. Ô toi que j'entravise à peine, ton sourire me parle de tendresse et d'immortalité. Je veux t'aimer, je t'aime, et me voici à dans la lumière irisée, j'abandonne mon âme à des songes divins. Sauvez-moi de l'amour, ta licence en face, et la tienne est punie qui te j'aimerais toi. Baiser sauvage de la race, insecte et anti-été cruel de nos mois. Plis des rêves, plis de cette fiançailles, je me suis trop créé de célébrer de l'heure. Dans les ténèbres des broussailles, j'oublerai les vierges et ses plaines de fleurs. Ah, comment croire au songe magnifique quand les britons l'enfant vient de me ressaisir. Et la vision séraphique s'évanouit au souffle de mon désir. N'espérais ta tromper la puissante nature, si t'aurais été l'étoile plus témue d'amour, tu seras bientôt sa patide, où le cœur a frémi, rose à son tour. Dans les buissons languis, je m'effraie au passage. Abaissant mes lèvres, il donne le soleil. Frappez-moi, sanglez mon visage, et fêtez les élus à fleurs, mon sang phénomène. C'est des chanter fleurs d'inonder les chanter. Et qui pourra apaiser mon âme et tout me taire, m'ouvrira de cette forêt. c'est les sages dans le cœur, dans les aises du mystère, dans le libre ciel des esprits, quand nous aurons quitté l'état des mortels, ne goûterons-nous pas une paix éternelle? Revez-moi, tu me souris.
One. Hello, everyone. So nice to see you here. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you, Lana, for organizing this and inviting me to play with you. It's such a pleasure. My name is Milos Bielica. And today, the first piece we're going to play is Francis Poulenc's Sonata for clarinet and piano. This piece Poulenc wrote for his friend and composer Arthur Honegger, who was the member of the six French composers who composed in a similar style. He finished this piece by 1962, and he was this popular that the first performance was by Benny Goodman and Lenny Bernstein. So it's one of the most famous clarinet sonatas we have. We don't have much in written things for clarinet. I mean, we have from like 20th century on, but we have Brahms and that's it. I like this sonata because it's like full of paradoxes and so many different moods. Just the name of the first movement is Allegro tristamente, which means happily sad. So that tells a lot. So enjoy the sonata and
These next set of pieces are for piano solo. They will be the most contemporary sounding pieces on the program. You can read about them in the program notes if you have a copy to more detail. But what's really interesting is going to be to listen for all the different textures, dynamics, dissonances, articulations, rhythms. He was really exploring for the first time in his compositional work, and you'll really see the range of where he takes the piano.
technology? Yes, okay. Amazing. Hi, my name is Doug Grimm, and I'm doing this set as well as the ending set of Jonathan Dove. When Alana first approached Ben and me about this recital, I think I was like, yes, let's do it. What are we going to do? I had a lot of stuff that I kind of threw at you. And then when she said, would you be willing to do some Charles Ives? Pretty sure my answer was an unequivocal yes. If you don't know who Charles Ives is, I encourage you to wait until the recital is done and then go look him up. He is an absolutely kind of bastion of American art song composition. Born in Danbury, Connecticut in the early 1900s, he essentially developed the American sound. And what we see as American art song, American music, was really part of his and Aaron Copland's work in the early 20th century. So what you're going to hear in these next three songs is not a lot of that development, actually. These are pretty simple and very heartfelt pieces. They're very tonal. There's a little bit of the, what I like to call the Ives crunchiness that you're going to hear in the piano especially. But overall, what I think you get in all three of these pieces is the American nostalgia, which is not for people, it's not for anything other than a place that you can no longer return to, whether that be a hometown, a homeland, a home people. And I think Ives really captures that. And if you were at church this morning, you will get to kind of hear that piece that Ben and I sang this morning, and I'll let you figure that out for yourself. So enjoy Ives.
Shall we gather at the river, where bright angel feet have trod, with its crystal tide forever flowing by the throne of God. Gather at the river. Yes, we'll gather at the river. The beautiful river. Yes, we'll gather at the river that flows by the throne of God. Shall we gather, shall we gather at the river? Visions of my homeland come with strains of childhood, come with tunes we sang in school. Way down east in a village by the sea stands an old red farmhouse that watches o'er the lea. All that is best in me, lying deep in memory, draws my heart where I would be, nearer to thee. Every Sunday morning when the chores were almost done, from that little parlor sounds the old melodeon. Nearer, my God, to thee, nearer to thee. With those strains a stronger hope comes. Nearer to me. Songs my mother taught me in the days long vanished, seldom from her eyelids were the teardrops banished. Were the teardrops banished? Now I teach my children each melodious measure. Often tears are flowing, flowing from my memory's treasure. Songs my mother taught
Milos comes up, this next set of pieces has become one of my favorites. Finzi was a composer I discovered last year a little bit at the free concert series, actually, but a class that Ben and Doug and I took this last semester focused on a lot of art song by Finzi, and he had such a love of the English culture and the English poets, and he really loves to write lots of counterpoint, lots of different lines back and forth, and so you'll see a lot of the range of his colors, and clearly he uses the clarinet in these pieces as the voice. Doug comes up for our last set of pieces, he was just saying it went by so fast, and it's true. It felt like we just started a little bit ago. But here we are at the end, and I wanted to thank you again so much for coming and being supporters of this concert series. I hope to see all of you next year at every single concert. Before Doug talks about this piece, I just wanted to take a moment to thank all three of my friends for coming out to perform. It's been a pleasure making all of Hello. As I was saying, I just want to thank them all for coming, especially Doug and Ben. They drove a very long way. Ben is from Alabama, and Doug is from North Carolina. So they're very committed to making music, as you can see, and you can read about them in their bios and see all the cool stuff they're doing this summer. And Milos, you know, he learned all this music just for this concert. They learned it for Ohio, so. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And before Doug talks about the last piece, I just want to invite you to join us at the reception following this set.
So now we've come to the end. So sad, but so exciting. Jonathan Dove, amazing, amazing British composer, very modern, you'll see by his dates. He has a very interesting way of setting the piano and setting the voice. He himself is a pianist, and you'll hear that in the essentially virtuosic playing that Alana's about to do underneath the singing, but also in his really interesting approach to text painting in both the voice and the piano. Obviously, these are three songs or poems written by Alfred Lord Tennyson, very famous British poet. And what you're going to see are three different moods, really, that I think encapsulate so much of his poetry. O Swallow, Swallow is this beautiful romance piece, but there's just that little tinge of grief throughout. You'll hear that in particularly, I should say, in the piano, you'll hear that swallow motion as it flies through the snow. So just be on the lookout for that. In the second piece, Dark House, you'll hear what I like to call his more horror writing. You'll hear something that sounds a little bit like a horror story, like Goosebumps. And that's reflected in the voice as well. And then the last one, we get this really beautiful, bombastic poem about freedom and the cost thereof. So I always do questions. I'm a question person. I know, I promise. I'll get done real fast. I'm a question person, so I have three questions, one for each song. So the first one is, why a swallow? The second one is, what does grief sound like? And the third one is, what is the cost of freedom? So enjoy.
O swallow, swallow, flying, flying fast, fly to her and fall upon her gilded eaves, and tell her that I follow thee. O tell her, swallow, that thou knowest each, that bright and fierce and fickle is the south, and dark and true and tender is the north. O swallow, swallow, if I could follow and light upon her lattice. I would pipe and trill and cheep and twitter, 20 million loves. Oh, were I thou, that she might take me in and lay me on her bosom, and her heart would rock the snowy cradle till I died. Why lingereth she to clothe her heart with love? Delaying as the tender ash delays to clothe herself when all the woods are green. Oh, tell her, swallow, that thy brood is flown. Say to her, I do but wanton in the south, but in the north, long since my nest is made. Oh, tell her brief is life, but love is long, and brief the moon of Bilmer in the north, and brief the moon of beauty in the south. Oh, swallow, swallow, flying from the golden wood, fly to her and pipe and woo her, and make her mine, and tell her that I follow thee. Dark house, by which once more I stand, here in the long, unlovely street. Doors where my heart was used to beat so quickly, waiting for a hand. And that can be at earliest morning to the door. Is not here, but far away. The sighs of life begin again, and ghastly through the drizzling rain, on the bird street breaks the blank day. He rose at dawn and fired with hope, shot o'er the seething harbor bar, and reached the ship and caught the rope, and whistled to the morning star. And while he whistled long and loud, he heard a fierce mermaiden cry, "O boy, though thou art young and proud, I see the place where thou wilt lie. The sands and yeasty surges mix in caves about the dreary bay, and on thy ribs the limpet sticks, and in thy heart the scroll shall play." Fully answered, death is sure to those that stay and those that roam, but I will never more endure to sit with empty hands at home. My mother clings about my neck, my sister crying, "Stay for shame." My father raves of death and wreck. They are all to blame, they are all to blame. God help me, save I take my part of danger on the